Hello.
So you mentioned you're singing a song that was written for Barbra Streisand. You're doing a show that Bette Midler did on Broadway. Countless people have done it. How are you going to make it your own, and are you nervous?
Listen, when I did Gypsy, I had a lot of back, of course you're aware of all of that, and of course you get oh my God, then you have to get rid of that and go, I'm looking at this script today, I'm learning these songs today. Yes, I've been listening to other people singing them, and then there comes a point where you just can't, I can't listen to them anymore, because you go, right, I have to start doing it. And nerves, again, nerves are adrenaline, and adrenaline, you need that. You need sort of, oh, I can't. Of course I'm in my room going, I can't do it. I can't do this. That's part of how you do it. Like it's doubting yourself in a healthy way, or just going, and also you care so much. There are so many people relying on you and on it. And of course all that, but then you go, that's useful, but you go over there for a minute, because I've got to get on with what I have to do now, which is learning music, changing keys, whatever, doing all that. So that's all in the mix, but it has to sit in the right place, otherwise it's useless. Too much of, that's no use to anyone. So it's hopefully I'm getting to that place.
I think it's sort of like, I can't speak for you, but I think it's like approaching a classic role in sort of Shakespeare or something like that, in that, if you do a Hamlet or a Rosalind or whatever, there's a lot of great people that have done it before, and you might, everyone has their own approach. Some people watch everything and look at all the other choices, other people don't want to go near it. But I think in the end, when you're in that room, you're just bringing yourself to it and investigating it, and it will always be new. Yeah. I love that line in Stephen Sondheim, Somewhere Park George, let it come from you, then it will be new. I really believe in that. Yeah. I sort of think sometimes too much sort of self-conscious attempt to be different can get in the way. That if you bring yourself 100% to what you're doing, it will have a new life, and I'm absolutely sure it will. Yeah, it's always daunting to do something people have done before.
But mind you, I suppose it hasn't been done for about 40 years.
No, that's right. Yeah, there was one at the park, which Sonny Spiro did, which I saw and really enjoyed. Yeah. But in terms of West End, the last one was down in LaRue, which was in the 80s, 84. Yeah.
And then that was the same with Gypsy, hadn't been done before.
Yeah, right.
So it's nice bringing an old musical to a new audience.
Yeah.
And I used to wonder why people came to Gypsy, because I thought, Hello Dolly has got something about it. Or was it that song, or is it that someone said to me, are you playing Dolly Parton? I'm it's next year, isn't it? But bringing an old show to a new audience, and actually for them to really embrace it, was great for Gypsy, and I think that will work here as well, because it's the good story will work anyway.
Yeah. There's something universal about a good story, absolutely. Yeah. And I this is not a question, but I do feel now, it took us a while to come out of COVID in terms of audiences, but I feel there's a buoyancy now in theatre in terms of, I know there are lots of issues financially, and sometimes I said all that, but in the relationship with the audiences and performers, there's such an appetite for great live theatre at the moment. Really feel it and a hunger for it, so I sort of feel we've landed the right point in that regard too. Any other questions? Yes.
Hi. During the pandemic, there was a lot of talk about how theatre could build back better. And now that theatres are finally swinging again and open, what's the one big change that you'd like to see happen in the industry?
Well, I think our history is theatre. America's history is film. And I think the West End has recovered remarkably well, and the other theatres around London. My fear is for the theatres outside London, and I want them to be helped, and I want them to get back to their glory days. I mean, we can't, my beginning was 6 years in repertory theatre going all over the country. That doesn't exist anymore. Okay, so what do? Those towns still have theatres, And you know, we know that art can't probably put food on your table, but it can, you know, it feeds you in a different way. And I think we desperately need it because that's the country we are. I mean, arts and culture, we do that really well. And so I think the London theatres are doing very well, and I just think outside London needs to be given a helping hand.
So councils putting 100%
Council, oh yes, of
arts.
course.
Yeah.
Councils, because you know you can't argue. You know, that hospital is closing. Should we keep the theatre open? I know they're different things. We need them both. One shouldn't be at the expense of the other.
It's true. You wouldn't say let's close down a park because you know we think there are certain things that the state provides which are about quality of life, and I really believe in culture in that way. And I started in regional theatre too. I worked in Nottingham, Bolton, you know, a lot of different regional theatres, and I feel like I've seen the power of a really well-run regional theatre, and the effect it has on the city, and the conversation that goes on, the ownership, the local community can feel. It's fantastic. When I was working in Nottingham, the exchange between